Good evening, you're watching Estuary News. Coming up, we visit both of Hull's rugby teams before Sunday's derby. We find out about the school in Hull, re-educated for adult learners, and we visit Scunthorpe to learn about becoming a market trader, and we visit the school in Grimsby that's teaching first aid after two of its staff saved a man's life. Sunday sees Hull FC and Hull KR renew their rivalry in a pre-season instalment of the Clive Sullivan Trophy at the KC Stadium. Dan Kemp has been to both sides of the divide to see how the preparations are going.
Hull Kingston Rovers come into the game after losing 38-6 in a one-sided clash with Huddersfield last time out. Their coach Chris Chester knows they need to improve.
I think it was a massive reality check for everybody, staff included. We'll put it down to the first game of the season. It's all about reaction this week. We're not going to gloss over, the result. It wasn't, it wasn't good enough, and there's certain areas that we need to be better at this week.
And it'll be the first derby day for new boy Ian Thornley, but he's no stranger to the big occasion.
I'm just going to take it as obviously a derby game that I've played in back home. Obviously when I played against Saints for Wigan, they've been tough games, and I'm just going to treat it just like that. So if it's going to be anything like that, I always hear it is, and it's a nice fiery game, I'm going to have to make sure we're fired up and ready for it.
Across the river, and a whole different start to pre-season last weekend, FC lined themselves a much gentler start to the new year with a 46-12 win at third tier Doncaster.
Look, it's going to be an all-out affair. I think the fact that they've had it handed to them last week, I suppose, against Huddersfield was just guarantees us how physical they're going to be at that weekend. From preparation, that's exactly what we want.
Hull FC have recruited strongly this season, and nowhere is that more evident with the signing of former New Zealand international Frank "The Tank" Pritchard.
It's a big rivalry between the two, but my main focus is doing what's right for the team. Can't lose focus, on what the rivalry is between the clubs. Just want to win the game and play consistent footy. Yeah.
They've got one opportunity to showcase what they can do, I suppose, the boys this weekend, and hopefully they'll take that opportunity.
Black and white and red and white collide this Sunday at the KC Stadium.
Earlier this week, the Endeavour Learning and Skills Centre had its official opening in Hull. The centre is based on the former campus of Endeavour High School, which closed down in the summer last year. Dave Nunn went along to find out more.
12 years ago, over 1,000 students started studying at Hull's Endeavour High School on Beverley Road in the city. Last year, the last pupil passed through its doors and it was shut down. The school building, however, is now seeing a new lease of life.
Well, this site was previously one of our high schools, and we had to close it the last summer. So we had then to take a decision about what do we do with this facility, because it's only 10 years old. It was purpose-built, obviously, for education. What we decided we'd do, what made sense, would be to rationalise our adult education and our skills, whole city training, skills provision, into one venue. We had them scattered really across the city, some of which are still open, but the majority of that provision we've now centralised to this site.
The former school was gutted, then refurbished and redecorated to make it fit for its purpose as the Endeavour Learning and Skills Centre. In times when money is still short, the council says it made sense to use the old school site and use some of the adult learners in the city to help with the renovations.
Actually, it would cost less than I thought it would. I can't give you a particular figure, but don't forget, of course, a lot of our learners are carpenters, painters and decorators, designers, people of that nature. So we actually used our own people to do some of the work that we needed doing. We wanted to recarpet, we wanted to repaint, redecorate, rearrange. So we used some of the people that we had to do that. That saved us quite a lot of money, as you can imagine. But it also has the benefit of using people who are going to use the centre. So then you're saying to them, what do you want? How will it feel good? How will it suit your needs? What do you want as an adult? Because if you're a post-16 learner or you're 92 and you're doing an adult ed course, you're an adult, what do you want and how do you want the place to feel? So we've had that opportunity really of talking to groups of people and really not having to spend an enormous amount of money to make it fit for purpose.
The services that are provided at Endeavour are changing lives. Ryan Cook is a learner at Endeavour and says before he came here he had nothing, and now Endeavour has helped him get the qualifications he needs.
Endeavour's done everything that can possibly help me. I've passed my level 1, they've helped me pass my level 2, I've done my English and my maths. I'm progressing on with my English. I've got another level 2 English to do, which is I'm a bit worried and scarce about because I've never done English before. I failed everything at school. I've had nothing, but Endeavour's putting me through and helping me. If they've helped me through my English at the minute, I'm struggling with reading and writing, but they're putting me through the stuff that I need and helping me out every possible way they can.
With City of Culture around the corner and the Siemens development looking for skilled jobs, Councillor Nicholas says that centres like Endeavour are key to Hull's future livelihood.
Hull City Council spend a lot of time saying to people in Hull, we have an amazingly positive future. The City of Culture, we've got the Siemens deal, we've got other companies similar to Siemens who've already signed up, who we know are coming. We want those good qualified skilled jobs, as many of those as possible, to go to people in Hull, but they won't have a chance of being successful in applying for those jobs if we don't skill them. So having a centre like this and really saying to people, get yourself in here, think about what you want from the future, and we will help support you in that path.
And if you have any news or sports stories for us, or you'd like to appear on our sofa of news, you can get in touch with us by emailing news@estuary.tv or by calling us on 01472 31 553. The curtain is about to go up on the Caxton Theatre's latest production, so we sent our new arts reporter, Nicola Mazdam, behind the scenes.
I'm here at the Caxtons, the only group in the area to have their own theatre. They've got their open night tonight and I'm really keen to see what it's all about. So can you tell me what your role here is at the Caxtons?
Well, at the moment, most immediately, my role at the Caxtons is to be a director. I'm actually directing a play that starts in April. It's A Midsummer Night's Dream.
And do you have any other roles here?
My other roles in Caxtons have been many, actually. I've been the secretary. I've been the membership secretary. I help out with duties because we need lots of people to run this theatre. I do the bar, I do teas, I've done front of house, I have done box office. And I also help with the social nights. We have one a month, to which anybody's welcome. You don't need to be a member.
Here at Caxtons, my role is youth theatre leader.
And you've got a newly reformed youth group here. Can you tell me why you thought it was important to reform the group and start again?
It was running a couple of years ago and unfortunately people left, they got older, they went to uni, so it disbanded. And when I found out that it disbanded, I was quite upset actually. I used to come here as a younger person myself and I really enjoyed the youth theatre, and I think it's important for people to come and have fun and build their confidence and just generally work with one another and meet new people.
So is it just you two that help build the sets, or is there anyone else that helps?
Generally speaking, it's a director's job to get the cast, to get a set of builders together. They could be the cast itself, but we built most of the sets last year, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we did four or five plays.
Four or five out of the 7 plays. But we do. Everybody volunteers. The cast volunteer, and it's a bit of a team effort, really.
Because it's going to be painted and dressed, which we usually pass to the ladies.
Yes.
Who have eyes for colours.
We don't do colours.
We don't do colours.
No.
You buy it.
Yeah.
We'll slap it on.
Hammers and nails and screws.
Yes.
We don't do colours.
With employment figures falling in our region, we went onto the streets of Grimsby to find out if people are feeling the benefit.
Most shops around here are shut, so no, not very good at all. I honestly don't know. I've been out of the employment sector for quite a while because I'm fairly old. So I really I haven't any experience of this.
Do you think with new shops opening and stuff that's a positive?
I think it could be a positive, but as you can see from the precinct, a lot of shops are shutting. So it's probably not very good.
No, not at all, no.
And why is that?
Well, I don't know, there's just a decline of industry around here, really, isn't it, really? And once people move, if they go to university, they never come back, do they?
Yes, there is. I think the young children, not the young people, do definitely need to get out there more to actually search for that opportunity, because it definitely did for me. One of the things that I actually got into is just like working in a program where it was training me full time, and also being different skills as well, so they can actually do that. But it's just getting them out of the bed.
No, it's terrible.
And why is that?
There's just no work at all. Everything's closing down. Yeah, it's a terrible area to live in.
No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, we had problems, didn't we, trying to find work, but we ended up getting on this job seekers sort of thing. They sent us to college for a week and then sent us to a job placement, which happened to be the butchers, and we've ended up being butchers out of it. So I guess we've got kind of lucky, but I suppose there aren't them opportunities for everyone.
Join me after the break as we find out about a drive to recruit more market traders at Scunthorpe Market. We find out why a Grimsby school taught its students first aid, and we go back to the Caxton Theatre on its open night in Grimsby. Welcome back, you're watching Estuary News. Coming up, we have a look at a drive to recruit more market traders in Scunthorpe Market, and Dan Kemp brings us the latest sports news. Back now to the Caxton Theatre, where Nicola Masdam treads the boards for Estuary.
So I'm just going to join the tour here at the Caxtons and see what they've got to offer. So we're here on the set of the Caxton's latest play, Barefoot in the Park. What are your roles?
I play Paul Bratter. He's an American lawyer, and obviously this is our apartment. We've just moved into the apartment.
Yep, I'm play Corey Bratter, and we're newlyweds of 6 days.
Yeah.
And it starts off with our first day in our new apartment, and you've just come back from work, and it's about our life in this new flat with my mother and our crazy neighbours and the antics that happen. And it's quite a comedy, and yet it's a very family-orientated play.
And is this the first play for both of you?
This is my first upstage play. I've done some smaller things, but yeah, this is my first one on a big audience like this, so yeah.
I've done a few plays with Caxtons, and I've done plays elsewhere, but this is the first one with an American accent.
Barefoot in the Park. When is it starting and how long is it running for?
Running on the 23rd
yeah.
to the 30th of January.
Yeah.
That's not including the Sunday. And it starts at 7:30. Please buy tickets.
Yeah, definitely.
It is a great play, directed by a beautiful Brian Blakey over there.
So we're in the ladies' dressing room, and they've got all the costumes out ready for Barefoot in the Park, and I've been having a little nose through. There's some rather wonderful house coats that suit me, and this particular number I think is rather lovely. Maybe it goes with this, who knows? But I think my absolute favourite is this coat. It's a bit scratchy, but it's snowing outside, so I might even take that. It reminds me a bit of Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe, to be fair. But I've just seen a rather wonderful wig as well. Not quite sure who's going to wear that in the play, but it's very fetching, really. But what fun we could have back here. It's really great. And there's some more over here. There's like a Marilyn Monroe-esque dress. It's very tiny. I don't know who's going to wear that. But there are an awful lot of costumes, and if these are just for one play, there's going to be a lot of costume changes. But oh, there's another rather nice fur coat. That's nice. But I think it's going to look great. Fabulous. Can I put one on?
Do it.
I must wear this one. Shh. Don't no one coming. Oh, that's very nice. It's very warm. Does it go with what I'm wearing? So that's the end of my backstage tour at the Caxtons. I've had a great time, met lots of great people, seen how it all works. It's been really interesting, and I hope it's been a great night for the Caxtons as well, and they get some new people to come in and join them. And if you'd like to get us to come and film at your theatre, just give us a call. But for now, I found this comfy sofa. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to have a nap because I'm really tired. See you again soon. Good night.
North Lincolnshire Council is encouraging people to consider running their own stall in one of the borough's famous markets. Erica Barker went along to Scunthorpe Market in search of trade.
Buying a gift for a loved one or purchasing those everyday essentials, Scunthorpe Market aims to be a one-stop shop selling everything under one roof. North East Lincolnshire Council is urging people to consider running their own market stall with around 20 empty units available. It may look like hard work, but they say there's certainly money to be made, and many of the market traders I spoke to today agreed.
My business, I've been here 7 years, and my business has increased every year because it takes time for people to know you're here and for you to develop your business. And it's the same with all the businesses in here. You can't walk in and expect people to know you're here in the first week and make $1 million. You have to build the business up over the years, and that's what's happened with mine.
The food hall is open 6 days a week, with the store setting you back £60. And for the old hall, which is open twice a week, it'd cost you £30. And the market attracts traders from not only Scunthorpe.
I come a long, long way to come to this market. I come from Newark. I'd done my homework because there was nothing for the people in this area, fabric. And I've been doing this now for a couple of years at another market, and decided that there was a gap here. The biggest problem really now is to get the customer back in the market, because a lot of them now go to the out-of-town units, etc., which is a shame, because the market, this particular market's got so much to offer.
We've got some fantastic markets within North Lincolnshire, certainly here at Scunthorpe and at Ashby, and also at Brigg and our other market towns. And realistically, I think they provide a focal point to a method of shopping that used to be traditional, but actually it's here and it's going from strength to strength. And I think in terms of opportunities there are for people, particularly those that you know might just be setting up in business, thinking about it, the invitation is there. Come and join us. It's a fantastic opportunity for you to really explore a different way of working, maybe.
If you're not one for New Year's resolutions but looking for a change in career, maybe this opportunity could be right up your street. Erica Barker, Estuary TV.
And in the studio with me today for the sports news, Dan Kemp. Dan.
Hull City manager Steve Bruce says he's targeting an improvement of his side's away form starting tomorrow. The Tigers have won just one of their last 5 away trips, which was at QPR last time out, and Bruce is cautious about facing tomorrow's opponents, Fulham.
When you look at what they've invested in their squad, they've got some very, very good players, especially attacking players, and we'll have to defend well. And if we defend well and give ourselves that base then of what we've got in the team at the moment, I'm always confident that we're going to produce a chance or two. Hopefully we can take them, but it's never easy. As I said, it's the start of 4 games where, you know, we've got to try and now pick up some points away from home to make sure we sustain our challenge.
Scunthorpe United chairman Peter Swan says they've had 100 applicants for the manager's position. Speaking to the Scunthorpe Telegraph, Swan also says that any new manager will already have a good squad in place to work with. Andy Dawson and Nick Dawes will remain in temporary charge for the weekend, following the sacking of Mark Robbins earlier this week. Grimsby Town's latest signing, John Nolan, has a lot more ability than he's shown in his career so far. That's according to his new manager Paul Hurst, after he signed for the Mariners on a deal until the end of the season.
Earlier in the season I thought about him, and then he went to Wrexham on loan, and once found out that he was a free agent or going to be a free agent, you know, there was interest there. It was just a case of whether we could, you know, agree something, and the timing of it all, and thankfully it's all come together. I think he's a very good footballer. I think there's a lot more to come from him than he's shown so far in his career.
So the weekend's football fixtures in full. Hull City travel to Fulham in the Championship. Scunthorpe United, under new management, host Colchester United in League One. Grimsby Town welcome Altrincham to Blundell Park. And in National League North, North Ferriby United host Brackley Town and Gainsborough Trinity are at Corby. League now, a new Hull FC signing Frank Pritchard says the British climate is the biggest challenge he's come across so far in Hull. The former New Zealand international signed from New Zealand side at Canterbury Bulldogs from the NRL.
Just adapting to the cold, you know, that's probably the biggest thing with the players coming from the Southern Hemisphere is just adapting. So, you know, we're not used to, coming in the morning and seeing ice in the field and having to, run on it. You know, we've been training indoors for most of the time, and back home we never get to go indoors.
Pritchard is expecting to be in the side to take on Hull KR in the first derby of the season on Sunday, just a couple of weeks before Super League gets underway. Across the city, Ian Thornley says he's over his injury problems after signing for KR from the Wigan Warriors. The centre had a serious knee injury, which meant he only played 45 games for Wigan during his 3 years with the club.
I just had one injury that obviously it was one of them that you can't rush. They fix it, they say it's stronger than before once they fixed it, but it's just the fact that you have to spend so much time rehabbing and you can't rush it, so it's just one of them. So I've had no problems, feel fine, just raring to go. So that game kicks off at 2 p.m. on Sunday at the KC Stadium. Across codes, and we've got some rugby union fixtures to bring you for the weekend. Hull Ionians host Fylde in National League 1, Hull IOFC host Sheffield in National League 3 North, and Scunthorpe are at home to Nuneaton in Midlands 3. And finally, budding American footballers are being asked to trial for the Humber's very own team. The Humber Warhawks will be hosting Rookie Days on both sides of the Humber. King George V playing fields in Grimsby hosts one on Sunday the 31st of January, and Halton Price Sports Centre hosts another a week later on the morning of the Super Bowl. And Hugh, that's all for the sport.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's it for the programme this week, I'm afraid. If you'd like to get in touch with us, then please use our Facebook or Twitter pages, email news@estuary.tv or phone Grimsby 01472 31553. Have a good weekend. Until next week, good evening.
Hello and welcome to Estuary TV's weather. Saturday mainly dry with cloud and sunny spells. Some isolated showers later and highs of 10 degrees. Mild and breezy for Sunday with a little cloud.